Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in a game between DarkChiGo and SCFou here on Typhoon Peaks. SCFou spawning as the blue Terran player, meanwhile DarkChiGo spawning as the red Zerg. I believe this game was taken from a Korean BattleNet game. Only reason why I would imagine that they would actually play on Typhoon Peaks, and hopefully this game doesn't disappoint. It did come highly recommended to me, and whenever you have the same game, just posted up and highly recommended, you always want to see what it is about and, try to figure out what strategies are being used or if there's any sort of cheese play coming into the game. We are going to have SCFou now make his way down with this one particular SCV and then building a supply depot in a rather unusual location. I actually like the location of this because with the supply depot here, he'll actually be able to build a barracks here and another factory or barracks there, completing a very, very effective wall-off, while making it very difficult for any banelings to try to suicide their way in. It will be a very narrow checkpoint, as we are now going into an 11 racks as opposed to a 12. SCV also making its way down and will be doing some scouting. Meanwhile, DarkChiGo opening up with an extractor pool on Typhoon Peaks. Extractor pool, one of those strategies where you get your spawning pool up just at the just at the same time as your as you get 100 gas. It looks like it will be a little bit delayed. He got the pool a little bit earlier or delayed that extractor, so he will not quite have 100 gas right when that pool does pop. We are going into a double racks build though by SCFou without any gas, so we are going to have a double marine push here on Typhoon Peaks. And this is a bit of a risky maneuver. SCFou has not scouted out his opponent. He does not know the walking distances, and the fact that he is going to actually be spawning directly to the north of his opponent will actually help him out tremendously, as the SCV is now going to scout out his opponent first. DarkChiGo now making his way out with this one particular drone. That drone very, very just happily moving along. It looks like it will be able to double or see these barracks here, but no, I do not think he's going to actually see the barracks in time, as there is already one marine out, and both of the barracks are now still training up units, and it looks like the drone may be able to catch sight. There is another marine there, the drone trying to back off, and it looks like the drone will not see the double racks rush. So that is a bit of a critical information to reveal at this stage. A drone now will be making its way up the ramp. It will see this here. SCVs coming down the ramp, and now 3 SCVs and a marine also engaging here. So we can have to see a lot more units being trained up by DarkChiGo. Chigo may decide to train up another queen as well. Getting up a second queen would be a very smart move at this point, as queens have a lot of hit points and still have a decent amount of range damage. With this drone by DarkChiGo still wandering around, as the Marines are going to be funneling in a group of Zerglings, perhaps going to try to flank, but there are 4 SCVs in the front to absorb the majority of that damage. You can see the SCVs are engaging and then backing off at just a moment as the bunker now being placed down. The SCVs perhaps could auto-repair each other, as well as another bunker tries to get placed down. It is not placed down, and drones coming off the mineral line. So this is going to be a drone Zergling battle here on Typhoon Peaks, and making sure to pull away from the drones, as the drones are going to deal a decent amount of damage. Now getting the surround onto those Marines. The Marines are trying to stutter step away from the other drones there, as a bunker still being placed down, but just a little bit too far away. And DarkChiGo, both sides have lost a lot of workers. Taking a look at the unit tab, 9 drones versus 13, as the SCV salvaging that bunker there. Marines are now back in full retreat. It doesn't look like SCFou will be able to get that much damage dealt. Instead, going into a command center, and with that command center, he should be able to get back into this game, economically speaking. Zerglings, however, now making their way up the ramp, and we are going to have a hatchery being placed down by DarkChiGo. So Chigo going to have a hatchery down much earlier than SCFou, as SCFou still has to fly and then re-land his command center there. Taking a look at the drone count, at the stage in the game, 16 SCVs versus 12 drones. This one queen here, as we are now going into a baneling nest. Yeah, baneling nest was what I would have suggested to DarkChiGo to try to bust this front door. There are a lot of Marines. Gas is now finally being harvested, but it will be a little bit of time before we get any tech labs down, in order to get Marauders or even try to get some factories for Hellions to counteract those Zerglings. We are going to have that Baneling's Nest about halfway completed, more Zerglings still being added on, a factory finally being added, as DarkChiGo sitting on 12 Zerglings, could easily just make his way up this ramp and perhaps destroy the supply depot and perhaps all 3 buildings. This is one of the weaknesses. If you actually have, I believe it is 12 or 13 banelings, which I will admit is a lot of banelings at this stage in the game. If you do have 12 or 13 banelings, you can destroy the 2 barracks and that supply depot when they are bunched up together like that, just by detonating right in this area, right in between here. 5 banelings instead being used. He will need a little bit more banelings in order to bust that front door. 2 more banelings will give him a nice prime 7 and should be able to shut down the supply depot here, perhaps even get some of those marines. But there is a bunker far away, and that bunker will definitely provide cover for those marines as more and more banelings are still being hatched. So currently sitting on 7 banelings right now, will go up to 9 in just a moment. And if he actually walks up there with 11 banelings to shut down those barracks, that's just a genius move. As we are going into the Blue Flame Hellion now, so we are getting that research, and that hatchery that was built was now canceled. So this is more of an all-in attempt now. More Zerglings are being morphed into play, and banelings are now going to try to just simply walk up that ramp. There is a decent number of banelings, 9 banelings now coming in, and the banelings just going to simply try to run in, and the supply depot is it going to be able to take it down? Yeah, multiple buildings have been destroyed as the banelings are now trying to come in and will be able to surround the bunker very, very easily. The marines are coming in as well, but another fresh baneling getting some additional damage there, but not enough. And wow, that was a very quick game here on Typhoon Peaks, where DarkChiGo tried to do an all-in baneling bust and was not successful at all. He sacrificed his hatchery. In order to get the additional minerals, he was running off of 1 gas. He did have this queen. Maybe a macro hatch would have worked out, but DarkChiGo pretty much tried to counter the cheese with cheese of his own. And SC4U was just too well defended with those marines there. Yeah, that double marine push in the early portion of the game, not that effective. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this rather short 1v1 game here on Typhoon Peaks between DarkChiGo and SC4U.
Oh, Kale. We're supposed to do that post roll for Comic-Con. What do post rolls need?
Dubstep.
Yeah. Can somebody dubstep, please?
It's not loud enough.
Louder. Use your pants, please.
More blobs, please.
Angry Toad.